If I sound a little rough on today's recording, it's because I blew my voice out last night doing the DK rap at karaoke at maximum volume. AJ was there.
Probably shouldn't have done that.
Well, sometimes you just have to, you know?
You can't half-ass the DK rap.
That's right.
His coconut gun
Can fire in spurts. If he shoots ya,
it's gonna hurt.
that's exactly right.
What's he shooting?
His coconut gun?
His coconut gun.
Yeah, but what's he shooting?
Spurts, mostly.
He's shooting you in the spurts?
No, he's shooting spurts from his coconut gun.
Well, what is he shooting that is of yours that's going to hurt if he shoots it?
Well, he shoots you with the spurts.
Yeah, but if he shoots you, what? You didn't say whatever he's shooting.
Oh, he shoots you coconuts.
No, that's the word is not coconuts. It can't be. They don't censor coconuts. What is he shooting?
That's why they call it.
What is he shooting
That's why they
of yours?
call it his coconut
Listen,
gun.
you come in here and you say that you're shooting a coconut out of a gun.
What part of you is being shot by the coconut gun?
I don't know.
He has no style. He has no coconut gun. This Kong has a coconut gun.
So many possible worlds, but we got this one. So many possible worlds, but we got this one.
Welcome to the Worst of All Possible Worlds, the first and only podcast that fires in spurts. I'm the worst of all possible Joshes.
I'm the worst of all possible AJs.
And I'm the worst of all possible Brians. And one more thing.
Yeah.
You said that we're firing a coconut gun in spurts.
Yes.
That's not the answer.
Spoits.
You're firing in spurts.
Okay. No, hold on here. You saying you come into the room and you're telling me that this guy is shooting the gun in spurts, right?
Yeah, you see,
but every
my
gun
wife,
I've
she
ever
doesn't.
seen,
She doesn't
my
go
wife
for the
doesn't go for
coconut
that. My
gun.
wife
She
prefers the
I
guns.
got a nephew. He loves the
No,
Donkey
yes,
Kong.
the nephew loves the Donkey Kong. But the thing about the nephew is that he loves the Ditty Kong. He loves the Ditty Kong because the Ditty Kong fires little peanuts.
There's walnuts, there's peanuts, there's coconut shells, is that right?
I don't think there's a gun that shoots walnuts in Donkey Kong 64.
There's not, but it's still in the DK rap. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Donkey Kong 64. We're back with another week of case studies in the pop culture of a dying empire, specifically to talk about Columbo, which is, I don't know, it's just something that's been in the zeitgeist lately, isn't it?
Yeah, this is kind of like a tie-in to one of our early Fancy Movie Time episodes.
It is indeed.
That AJ and I
really?
did, because Peter Falk, of course, shows up in that movie, Wings of Desire, the German film that City of Angels is loosely based on, and he plays himself.
Who turns out, spoilers, is an actual literal angel.
And every time he's walking around Berlin, he's like standing there talking to angels while like the kebab shop guy stares at him, and then he leaves, and that guy's like, was that Columbo?
That's pretty cool. I should say, the whole reason that we're doing Columbo, or at least a big piece of the reason we're doing Columbo, is that I was in Chicago a few weeks ago, hanging out with today's guest, who I should probably introduce now. Please welcome their fucking mayo ass, Donovan Eyre of the Radio Free Tote Bag podcast. Hello, Dono. Welcome.
Hey, what's up? Hey, one more thing. Actually, you're the mayo ass. Mayo ass. You neglected to mention you were in Chicago for Genius Night, a night
That's
for
right.
geniuses. Presented
That's
by
right.
Tom from Anime Sickos, where
That's right.
I wiped the floor with you in the marketplace of ideas by appealing to populism and being an asshole.
You know what you were doing? You were pandering like hell. That's what you were doing.
Well, they went up there and they shot a coconut gun in spurts right at your mayo ass.
Yeah, and it hurt.
Which is what is getting shot, and it did hurt.
But Dono, you actually have been on a Columbo kick for a while now, and you introduced me to it. You were like, let's watch some Columbo, and I was like, hell yeah.
I'm going to be real with you. Knowing y'all hoity-toity, damn director, actor, fancy movie time types, I was like, I bet Josh knows about this.
Josh did not grow up with TV
Right.
or movies.
It was one of those things where I was familiar with Columbo as a concept, because obviously he's like the detective. He's the TV detective.
Yeah, I grew up with TV as my third parent, and I never saw Columbo ever because it's feature length, so it doesn't really get syndicated in the same way that like I Love Lucy or Star Trek gets syndicated.
Right.
That being said, the trench coat
and the whole look of Peter Falk as Columbo was something I was very familiar with, despite never having seen an episode of Columbo. I did watch the pilot a little while back because we inherited the entire box set of Columbo.
You inherited it?
Yeah, I don't know where it
Someone
came from.
died.
It just kind of, I mean, it was like an angel placed it on our counter or whatever. But like,
one more thing. Here's my box.
And one more thing.
He just staged an elaborate murder so that because he knew he
to
would
get the
inherit the
DVDs.
box
And then he
set.
just showed up.
Yeah.
But you know what? I fucked up in one very key way.
Oh, no.
And it was immediately undone over the course of days. But yeah, no, I really liked the pilot because I heard that Steven Spielberg directed the pilot of Columbo, and there's a story about Peter Falk talking about this tracking shot that's going to go from outside the window in through the glass of the window to be inside an office. And so he's like, you're going to be over here, you're going to get in the car, and you're going to drive this way.
He was very controlling. Once he got this show going, he was like, they had to lock him out of the editing rooms. He was getting involved in
Falk
every
was?
aspect. Yeah.
But Spielberg, like, he was like watching him, was like, we don't do this in TV. Like, we don't do these kind of shots in TV. And now, having watched a lot more Columbo for this episode, the thing I marvel at is like how many shots they do and how experimental those shots are, particularly once we get into the later seasons, which are not like writing wise as tight, but they are experimenting so much with shots. Somebody clearly saw Scorsese and was like, let's do that forever.
There's a really fun article in American Cinematographer magazine that's like an actual trade paper for cinematographers, where they talk to the DPs working on Poker Face. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Natasha Lyonne show.
And they talk about the fact that like American Cinematographer in the 70s wasn't writing about Columbo because even though there were these great cinematographers doing interesting things, they just didn't focus on TV in the magazine.
Right.
And so they got the people from Poker Face to sit down and talk about the things that they really loved about these seasons of Columbo, because they do these really strange choices. And oftentimes it's just the old TV mantra of like, we just need to get it done.
Well, and I think it's interesting that you say that these are just, there's something about this show that people tend to love. There are so many different things about it that you can love, from the storytelling to the acting to the way that it's shot. And Dono, I'm wondering, because you have been on such a hardcore Columbo binge, what is it about this show, if you had to sum it up, that you love so much?
I've had a really weird, very of today entry to a bunch of old TV recently. So I was never much of a Twitch person. Never really watched streams. There's one Hal Dottie's game show stream I've been watching for 2 years. It rips. Highly recommend. Finally, earlier this year, I started watching like some people connected to him, because there's a bunch of streamers who are connected to them that are connected to kind of our sphere of podcasting. Fucking Libby, and Charlotte are both streamers. Jesse
Listen to our Bloodborne episode.
Very good
Slow
episode.
Puke as well.
Slow Puke
Yes,
is
Kate,
part of that group too. But so I started finding other people, and smaller streamers in particular. And there's a number of people who late at night are streaming old TV shows.
Okay.
And for the past 3 or 4 months, I've been going through some medical, getting off some stuff shit that has sucked. And I have had really bad insomnia. It's been a rough stretch. We're doing pretty good now. We're making good progress. But I found myself late at night just like needing something to do. And I think the first one I saw in there was Twilight Zone, which I'd never seen an episode of.
You've never seen Twilight Zone?
I've
Dono, I'm right there with you. I have like watched maybe 3 in my
I
whole
really
life.
like Twilight Zone personally.
It's incredible.
That's
great.
the one TV show Josh has
It's
seen.
so good. But I'm in this weird spot because like I didn't grow up with that. I never really watched live action series growing up. I was more of like a cartoons kind of kid.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd never been a big time movie person. Never did any fucking acting until a couple years ago. And so,
And now we make you so often, Dono.
well, I love it. It's been a thing I avoided kind of out of fear and stuff, and discovering that connects to this. Anyways, I see Twilight Zone. I'm like, this is fucking incredible. I had no concept of what old TV was like. I'm aware of that show, obviously, but I thought of like it's corny old sci-fi stuff, whatever. No, Rod Serling's a fucking genius. This series is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I was hooked on that. So this was on another stream played. It was actually a later episode, which one of the ones we're covering today is too. But so I didn't get entered on like one of the classics or something, but pretty solid.
Sure.
And I, dealing with the insomnia and stuff, but I felt myself just like energized and appreciating the acting and everything in the show in like a way I don't know that I've experienced before. At the end, I was
For
like,
any show?
holy fuck.
And it was a later Columbo.
Yeah. And watching stuff
Interesting.
in the past, like, I don't know. I had I'd still, very beginner understanding, but I didn't know shit about acting, about directing, about the history of film. Like I didn't know about any of that stuff. And so something about watching this on like a pretty rough insomnia night, I was like, the vibes on this are immaculate. I fucking love this character. He feels like a real guy, and it feels like you're hanging out with him, and I really like hanging out with him.
Those are just Peter Falk's clothes.
Yeah.
Like he just
Those are
threw
literally
on that.
his own
Yeah,
clothes.
it's literally his own clothes.
He just brought the
He's throwing the
stuff.
trench coat because he thought he would be comfortable, and it makes you comfortable,
Yes.
right? And that's the trick of him is that he like makes everyone around him so comfortable that they're willing to like think they can get away with shit.
So to tie it up, like since I saw it, I've been watching one almost every night before bed. And I'm not really a movie person, but these are movies basically. But there's also there's consistent characters and elements and fairly consistent tone across them that like it calms me in a way that is really nice while at the same time being engaging because there's some incredible performances. There's the weird historical aspect of just like this show was recorded in the past and how are they doing things and what do things in these people's houses look like.
Extremely 70s.
It
You
rocks.
get to see LA in the 70s.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I lived out there for 2 years, so we'll get into that with the Hollywood Bowl ep, but it's doing a lot. I'm so stoked to talk about this. I love that Josh was into it. It's like it's my favorite show suddenly. I love it.
So we're going to be today covering 3 episodes of the show, each from sort of a different era. We've got like early Columbo, mid Columbo, and then the ABC revival, which was considerably later on. So we're going to have the opportunity to talk a little bit about all of the stuff that went into it, how it changed over the years, and sort of what it does in each of those eras. But before we get there, I think you guys have prepared a little bit of background about how this came to exist, right?
Yeah.
So the mystery novel was invented by Edgar Allan Poe. People may not know this. We have a guy, we have his quirks, we have his friends. He comes across a thing. There's a big twist at the end. You put all the pieces together. It's like a big puzzle. It's wonderful. This started with The Murders at the Rue Morgue, which has maybe the weirdest twist of any mystery story. It's like, leave it up to Edgar Allan Poe, not only to do it the first time, but the strangest time.
Sounds right, yeah.
I'm not going to give it away. Look it up for yourself if you want to. But like that one starts out, you have this sort of unnamed assistant who's writing the story in the third person, kind of in the third and first person, kind of like the chronicler of what this detective, Monsieur Dupin, is doing. Dupin doesn't have much of a character to him. So then Arthur Conan Doyle basically takes this structure and is like, what if he really, really loved cocaine? So he's like, yeah, what if I have this super genius? And of course, all those stories are written by John Watson, this old, he fought in Crimea or whatever, and he's a doctor. That's just kind of the thing, right? You have a detective, he's got a quirk that makes him weird, whether it's the cocaine or he's obsessive compulsive or he's Belgian and has a tiny mustache. Somewhere around the 1910s, some mystery authors are like, what if we just say who did it at the beginning? And then just make it all about this prospect of finding someone. And of course, early detectives, they're not cops because this wasn't a thing that police did. So, Sherlock Holmes, Monsieur Dupin, they're like men of leisure. And then as this becomes more and more the actual, it's almost like speculative fiction, like how some science fiction ideas then get worked out in reality. It's like that, but for policing. They're like, oh yeah, what if we had a guy do this and like ask questions about stuff? Like, did a monkey do this? That's the twist at the end of Murders at the Rue Morgue. Sorry, I gave it away.
Damn it, I was just about to finish, you fuck.
Was it a coconut gun situation as the murder weapon if a monkey did it?
Well, it did hurt.
It fired its spurts.
But actually, it was a peanut gun because
Diddy, no!
Well, Donkey
Well,
Kong
probably
is
Diddy.
Donkey
Yeah.
Kong is a gorilla. You know.
Well, yeah, this is actually it's an orangutan in the
Lanky did it?
Oh
in
fuck!
the Poe story. Yeah, what kind of gun does Lanky have?
Lanky.
He shoots the plums out of his fucking-
Plums?
Yeah, I think he shoots plums
Listen,
out
this
of his,
guy's
out of
got
his
no
blow
style.
dart. It's like blow
No,
dart
grapes.
plums. Grapes. He shoots grapes out of his blow dart gun.
A grape shooter. The weapon looks like a blowgun. I forgot about this.
So anyway, yeah, we get to the 1910s. There's so many mystery stories being written, right? Charles Dickens wrote a mystery story. He didn't get to finish it because he died halfway through. But like everybody was writing mysteries. Agatha Christie stories, they take the idea and they make sort of the proto-slasher, right? They have far more in common with Friday the 13th than they do with like the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Yes.
And as we move through this, of course, this just becomes one of the most reliable ways to make money. And so many of my favorite authors love mysteries. Sondheim loved mysteries. He even wrote one of the best ones with The Last of Sheila. You had Alfred Hitchcock. He had a publication. You had Ellery Queen. He had a publication. You could publish your mystery story in Playboy. Like there was so many good ways of making money telling mystery stories. And that's how Richard Levinson and William Link got their start. These two Philadelphia boys.
Okay. They went to middle school together.
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
they grew up together and then started writing together. One nice little Jewish boy and one nice little boy who found out much later in his life that he was also Jewish.
He was like Irish or something up until that point.
Well,
the
Italian,
name
actually.
Link is like it's like a Germanic name,
sure.
and he found out that he had Jewish ancestry
it was
in like
Hylian.
the 2000s.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he actually thought he was supposed to find the Triforce.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
When they first met, he's like, "Hi, I'm Richard." And he went, "Siat!"
Do you got any Link sounds, Donna?
Trying to think of the.
That's
takes
perfect.
damage.
Yeah, hitting the rock.
Yeah.
So they wrote a whole bunch of crime things. They wrote stories, got those short stories published in anthologies and in Playboy. They wrote plays. You think they'd get their plays into Playboy? Isn't that what that whole magazine's supposed to be for?
Yes.
Yes. It's a theatrical magazine.
Yeah.
Great articles in that thing. Am I right, fellas?
Hey,
them
hey.
articles.
That's what I read it for.
They have to have the centerfold because the stage is so big.
That's right.
Yeah.
The centerfold. What if the centerfold was an elevation? Just
It was
the set design.
Josh, I can only get so hard. Please. Wouldn't that be so cool though?
Yes,
Like
yes.
a fold out, like it would just be like, oh yeah, here's a fucking like Joe Melziner set. Like, okay, anyway.
It shows Brian looking at it and going, oh, and it cuts back and it's the phantom chandelier, like a
It's not
fully
the Phantom
rendered.
Chandelier. If anything, it would be Boris Aronson's Four Black Dragons, is what it would be.
They'd be spitting fire.
This is the
Yes.
least accessible podcast of all time. Anyway, keep going.
Hey, just a little aside. Hey, listener. I don't know what's going on. I'm here with you. Hey, we got each other. It's all right.
Donna, I know you haven't necessarily seen a whole lot of Broadway musicals, but let me tell you about something called Pacific Overtures.
No, we can't. We gotta move on.
Okay. Don't put that coconut gun away. Don't shoot my ass.
I'm seeing something in here that says Chevy Mystery Show. What's that, Brian?
So a lot of early television was teleplays. Yep, we're still talking about theater. Sorry,
Damn it,
I tricked
fuck.
y'all. And now we use teleplay to just mean like screenplay for television.
Does Link falling off the cliff and he
Yeah,
flashes
yeah.
red and he goes,
And then you get the little dun 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 dun, and then game
Yeah.
over.
Yep.
Yeah. So teleplays were actually plays done on TV. They were fully live. Even going into the 60s, you can see there's this really wonderful teleplay, Burgess Meredith and Zero Mostel doing Waiting for Godot.
Oh, cool.
Whoa.
Like it's so cool. And so one way that you do these teleplays is it's like you have a sponsor and then you do an anthology basically. So it's like, this is the Pennzoil cast of players, and they do a bunch of the hit Broadway shows of the last 10 years compressed down to 43 odd minutes or whatever. So Link and Levinson end up selling this script called Enough Rope.
Okay.
And This airs on the Chevy Mystery Show. So every week you could tune into a Chevy mystery, and Enough Rope is the first appearance of Lieutenant Columbo. So Columbo here is played by Bert Freed.
Okay.
He's a guy who just sort of looks like a guy. He's around. He's in Paths of Glory. He's in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. He's not he doesn't really stand out. Like if you've seen those movies, you'd still be like, okay, sure, I believe you. And he doesn't really stand out as Columbo either. Columbo's not really this sort of strange supernatural character that he becomes later.
Yes. Everyone's favorite little goblin.
So then, this gets its play on TV. Columbo accidentally introduces himself as Dr. Columbo. His first line in the receptionist is like, hey, a Lieutenant Columbo is here to see you.
Lieutenant Doctor.
The doctor was a Columbo? I gotta re-examine my biases.
Yeah. Lincoln Levinson take this idea that they, put out for this 50-minute thing, and they turn it into a play. They put it on stage.
Yeah.
They retitle it as Prescription Murder.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a very common trope back in the 60s and 70s, and you know this because there are a lot of regional theaters that still do these kind of plays today, right?
Yeah, because it's like, we can do a Columbo play? Are you kidding me? Yeah, let's do it.
And license it for like $5.
And they're all terrible. They are all 201 terrible.
This is licensed by Concord Theatricals, formerly Samuel French. It's one of the big licensing houses for amateurs out there. You can do this play for, I don't know, what is it, like $75 a performance? Probably, if you're doing it in a small house.
Yeah, and you can also perhaps, I don't know, get the rights to a certain play written by AJ Ditty through Concord Theatricals as well. I don't know. I need 3 cents a year.
So this was first done at the Curran Theater in San Francisco, January of 1962.
And this is where the very famous And Just One More Thing comes into play, because Columbo had exited a scene too early, and they didn't want to rewrite the scene. So he just stepped back on and just said, and just one more thing.
Sure.
And
which is actually great.
Oh, yeah.
Fully leaving the stage and then coming back
on. And they were like,
fantastic.
we were just too lazy to fix it after that. And then it just became a core part of the character. And to show you just how iconic it is, I did pull a clip of our beloved Peter Falk saying one more thing for you all.
One more thing.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. That was Lin-Manuel Miranda in Hamilton. Okay,
I'm
sorry.
sure this next one is going to be Peter Falk.
No, this next one is definitely Peter
I can't
Falk.
wait. Let's hear it.
Brian, can we get that?
One more thing.
Okay, so that's Uncle from Jackie Chan Adventures. I see that I've really led us astray
here. How about the third one?
This third one
There's
is
third one, right?
It definitely has to be
All right,
Peter
let's hear
Falk,
it.
this last one.
One more thing.
There we go. That's
okay,
it.
that you had one syllable of Peter Falk.
And 2 syllables of Daft Punk. Okay.
We don't know who's under the mask, Josh.
Yes, we do. It's Commonwealth of Home and Christo and Thomas Bangalter. It just is.
But sometimes?
No.
Those names
Peter
are
Falk,
actually an
it's-
anagram if they spell out.
Yes! They almost got away with it, but Donald came in and said just one more thing.
My wife, she loves the word puzzles.
Hi there. You've been listening to a preview of a premium episode of The Worst of All Possible Worlds. To get access to this episode and over 100 more full-length premium episodes, head over to patreon.com/worstofall. For $5 a month, you get access to our entire back catalog, and for $10 a month, you'll get an extra episode of the show every month. And we usually record that one on video. Again, that's patreon.com/worstofall. Hope to see you there.